The next item of business is to establish a quorum, and we have everybody here with the new member, Jill. Thank you. And next item business is to approve minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes? And if so, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next item of business is to swear in participants that plan on speaking tonight. Would everybody that plans on speaking tonight please stand? And Gary, I'll swear you in.
You swear to tell the truth, so help you God?
Okay, thank you very much, Gary. We've got two items tonight. The first one is a public hearing, a development standard variance to allow a fence height of 8 feet with a 3-strand barbed wire for additional 2 feet at a property located at 922 East Main Street, Hendricks County Jail, or 925 East Main Street. Lisa?
Yes, so if you recall, a few months back, Hendricks County Jail came before you with some variances on landscaping. And after those were approved, we realized that their fence is going to exceed the height. So that's why they're here before you tonight. If you could advance that. There's a couple of areas where they are proposing the 8-foot fence with barbed wire, and it's to provide security for personnel. And, okay, so this parking area is where I believe the staff parks, and then this area down here is where they're going to be putting the fence. Kevin Kavanaugh is here, and if you would like, he can speak to you if you want more on that.
Anybody got any questions for Lisa?
I don't.
Kevin, if you would, please.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Kevin Kavanaugh, representing Hendricks County Government. Our office is at 355 South Washington Street, Suite G20 here in Danville. Good to see you this evening. I have a small drawing I'd like to hand out, if that's all right. It kind of shows.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The drawing just does a little bit better job of highlighting the area where the fence will go, shown here in red. And that surrounds the staff parking for both the on-the-road deputy staff, the sheriff's office staff, as well as any pool cars, their auxiliary service building, and then there's also an exterior evidence impound area there. So that area that's fenced is all specific to the jail and sheriff's office staff. And we're seeking the extra height and security because of the nature of the business of that facility and the need to secure the vehicles, also the evidence area, and prevent any unwanted access. Then we'll have access control, entry and exit here on the west side, adjacent to the parking lot by the old community building, and then also controlled access from what will be the new entry drive on the east side, just after the end of the new road that's by the substation. The second area that Lisa mentioned is not quite this large area. That dashed line indicates a possible expansion for a future building expansion of 2 more cell blocks. The area that we are considering for the additional fencing are these small rectangular areas in that area. And we're going to frankly price that as an alternate for our work. We don't have to have that area, but we may want to do it. And that's like an emergency overflow holding area in case we need to send inmates out of the building. The way that it will be constructed and designed, any type of a fire emergency can be handled with space inside the building and no one should have to exit, but that's a potential for emergency overflow if it was needed. And I don't think we're going to install that during the initial construction, but it is part of the variance request for that area. So our request is an 8-foot tall fence with the kind of a standard 3-strand barbed wire extension towards the exterior side of that, bringing the overall height to just under 10 feet. It would be a heavy-duty, commercial-grade, black vinyl-clad chain-link fence. I think pretty straightforward for what we're asking for. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Is there any area for recreation that needs to be fenced?
No, sir. Recreation area is handled inside the cell blocks.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
At this time, I'll open to the public. Is anyone here to speak on this case? Okay, thank you. At this time, I'll close the public part of the meeting and open up amongst the members here for any discussion.
I think it's important that we look at the relationship between the county and the town of Danville. We're the county seat, therefore we're home for county services. And associated with those county services are certain needs that are unique, I think, to the communities in which you're located. So I don't really see a problem with this. I think it's a necessary evil and for the protection of both parties.
I would agree. Anybody else got any comments or anything?
No.
This time I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Got a motion? Do we have a second?
Oh, wait a minute. So I got to read, don't we?
Sorry, Gary.
Someone
I tried
else.
for you.
Someone else may try that, folks, because my left eye is blind, okay? If you don't mind.
I'll make a motion. I got it right here. I make a motion, I move that we approve the variance sought by Kevin Kavanaugh on behalf of the Hendricks County Commissioners, petitioner in BZA petition number 20-51, to allow a fence height of 8 feet around the north parking lot and in an area on the east side of the building, Section 13.8.E.1 in the OD district and CPOD district. This petition has satisfied the requirements for variances under state law for the following reasons. The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. Item B, for reasons stated in the petitioner's proposed finding of fact. 2, the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in substantially adverse manner. B, for reasons stated in petitioner's proposed finding of fact. 3, the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property. B, for reasons stated in the petitioner's proposed finding of fact. And I move that this approval be made subject to the following conditions. I have no conditions.
Thank you very much, Tommy. At this time, do we have a second?
A second.
Okay, thank you. Jill. Okay. Gary, if you would, please.
Roll call vote. Dr. Swords?
Aye.
Mr. Bessie?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Howard?
Aye.
I vote aye. Motion carries 5-0.
It is therefore the decision of this body that this variance petition is approved, subject to the conditions, which there were none. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tommy. It's just hard to read with this left eye.
Is that a temporary condition?
I go see somebody next Wednesday.
Well, good luck.
The next item of business is a development standard variance to allow additional wall signage on property located at 779 East Main Street.
Okay, the next and last item on the agenda is for a sign to exceed the maximum allowable for a sign, for a wall sign. And it is for the Chronic Health Club. They are wanting to add the 24/7 gym along the side of it. They applied for a permit, it's been, over a year ago for this sign. And it was realized when they came in that the sign that they had put up exceeded the square foot by 11 and a half. So with that being said, we just included the whole thing in this variance request. Staff does not have any objections to their request. I think with a 5.7 square foot sign addition, I don't think it's gonna cause any adverse effects.
Any questions for Lisa? If you would, please, state your name and your address and
Sprague with Signcraft Industries at 8816 Corporation Drive, Indianapolis, 46256. And to Lisa's comments, we are looking to propose to put the 24/7 gym addition to the Chronic Health Club sign that is already installed on this building. And it will light exactly like the other signage on the building, be very similar in nature.
anybody have any questions or anything? Okay,
No,
thank you
I
very
don't.
much.
I don't have any problem with it.
Okay, at this time, open to the public, which we have no public here tonight, so close the public part of the meeting and any discussion amongst the members here. This time, I'd entertain a motion.
Is this to be read also? Okay. I move that we approve the variance sought by Signcraft Industries on behalf of Chronic Health Club, petitioner and BZA petition number 20-52, to allow a 51.3 square foot wall sign which exceeds the maximum allowed of 34 square feet, section 12.7.B.1D in the GB district and CPOD district. The petition has satisfied the requirements for variances under state law for the following reasons. The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community for the reasons stated in the petitioner's proposed findings of fact. Number two, the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner for the reasons stated in the petitioner's proposed findings of fact. And number three, the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance
Should be
will result in practical difficulties. No. Will not?
Will.
Will,
Will.
sorry, will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property for the reasons stated in the petitioner's proposed findings of fact. Let's see, is that,
Wonderful job.
is that the end
Yeah,
of
you
it?
read that,
Oh,
read that sentence.
oh, and I move that this approval be made subject to the following conditions, and there are no conditions.
Thank you very much, Bill. At
You're
this
welcome.
time, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Tommy. Okay, Gary, if you would, please.
Roll call vote. Dr. Swartz?
Aye.
Mr. Bessie?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Howard?
Aye.
I vote aye, motion carries 5-0.
It is therefore the decision of this body that this variance petition is approved, subject to the conditions made part of the adopted motion, which there were none. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Get that permit processed. We'll have to work out arrangements for the payment and everything, but I'll get in touch with you tomorrow. Okay? All right, thank you.
That's the reason they're in here. Oh, strict letter, they couldn't do what they
Oh, gotcha, okay. Makes sense now.
Yeah.
Do we have anything coming up?
I really don't have anything to report. Friday is the deadline for the BZA for filing, so I did talk to a lady that may be coming in here to file permit for, or a variance for accessory. Don't know yet, but, so right now, we don't have anything.
Not a chicken coop, is it?
No. No, no chicken coop. I don't think they would be coming in and asking us for anything on that.
A little humor there.
Anybody have any questions or anything? At this time, I entertain a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
So moved.
Do I have a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, Jill, thank you. Everybody, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.